either one of the most enjoyable and relaxing games on the planet or one of the most frustrating. It all depends on your mindset. So we are here at the Lethbridge Country Club to try and get some great golf tips. I'm joined by Eric Porter, who is the PGA of Canada head professional here at Lethbridge Country Club. Eric, thanks so much for joining us today on Bridge City News.
Thanks for having us. Looking forward to having a conversation and hopefully give a few tips for our golfers to make this game a little bit more enjoyable.
Oh my gosh, and that's what it's all about. So let's get right into that. The golf season is open. Has it been busy so far?
We've been busy. We are, now that we're, weather's picking up, we're definitely seeing more traffic. We're definitely not at our COVID numbers that we were in 2020 and 2021, just with more activities going on. People are finding other things to do besides golf, but we still are quite busy. And now that the weather's picking up, we'll have more of our fair weather golfers showing up soon.
Yeah, and Eric, of course, you mentioned COVID. So have you found that the club has picked up a lot since the COVID restrictions have been dropped?
Yes, for sure. Last year was our record number of years that we ever hosted. Once again, there wasn't a whole lot of activity for people to do, so this was a great social outing. You got some fresh air, met with your friends, and got some exercise. So we were busier than we have been, and we hope to continue having more and more people come out and enjoy our facility.
I'm sure they will, because it's a wonderful game sometimes when you're not frustrated. So let's get right into that. What are some of the most common mistakes that you see golfers make?
So one of the most common mistakes that we see golfers make is definitely overswinging. So everyone wants to hit the ball long and far, but when we swing too hard, that's when things go out of whack. So just, something like just slowing down your tempo. Instead of trying to hit it 400 yards, let's just try to hit it down the fairway so we have a clear next shot to the green instead of being in the trees. Some other mistakes that we do see is players are using wrong equipment. This game is hard enough already. Now with custom fitting, being able to fit players to exactly to their spec makes the game much more enjoyable and makes it much more easy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you brought up equipment. We're standing here next to your golf bag. Yep. So is there certain equipment that the players, that golfers should be looking at specifically?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So when it comes to each golfer has totally different swings and swing speeds, body shapes, even just their mobility, injury, so on and so forth. So seeing any PGA professional for a custom fitting would definitely improve the game. We have shafts that are designed to hit the ball lower or higher. We have clubs that are, designed to hit the ball straighter. And just the equipment has changed so much, especially in the last 10 years. And with the technology that we utilize fitting clubs with TrackMan, FlightScope, we're really able to dial in any golfer. And a lot of our higher handicap golfers are, I'm custom fit, my swing's never the same, what does it matter? Still, we could fit you, and we can make something that's going to make the game more enjoyable and just hit more consistent golf shots.
Yeah, awesome. Is there anything you can show us here in your bag that?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the most important things when fitting irons is what's called lie angle. So to demonstrate that here, Jenna, I'm just going to grab a club. So when we're doing custom club fitting for irons, as a club fitter, I'm just going to put this on my club to represent the golf ball. So when we fit a golf club, we want the middle of the club hitting the ground first. That's going to give our best possibility of hitting down our target line. Something as clubs being misfit, if the toe digs in, you can see how the club now moves over to the left. So my ball's going to start more in the left direction. If the heel hits in first, the club's going to close. So something as simple as just getting a proper lie angle on your golf clubs will give you a much greater chance of hitting your intended target.
So Eric, speaking about equipment, how important is it to get the right equipment for yourself? And what about club lengths? Do these lengths have to be a certain?
Yeah,
clubs
definitely.
Have to be a certain
Once again, every golfer is unique based on height, length of arms, hand size. So definitely, if you're going to be investing in golf clubs, I definitely recommend coming and seeing a PGA of Canada professional. You'll get properly fit. So once again, we have the proper shaft length, the proper shaft flex, the proper characteristics of, do we need to hit it higher, do we need to hit it lower, And grip, same thing. Depending on your hand size, that's going to dictate the size of your grip. And there's also other factors that may change your grip size as well. For example, seniors with arthritis, we want to get them in a great big grip so they're not squeezing so hard. So just little things like that. Once again, all equipment is fit directly to each individual, and I 100% recommend seeing a PGA of Canada professional to get properly fit. It will make the game much more enjoyable.
Any tips on how to deal with those windy days, especially
There
here
are
in Lethbridge?
definitely some tips that we could utilize and put in our bag to make the wind a little bit more friendly when we are playing. And when it comes to the basically hitting a ball lower, if I was hitting a stock golf shot here with this 7-iron, my ball position would be basically in the middle of my stance. I'd make a full swing, my hands would finish up high like this. If we were trying to hit a low golf shot or in the wind, one thing we definitely recommend is club one to two clubs up. And then simply just by placing the ball position back in the stance, what's going to happen is the club's going to hit the ground. We're going to make a shorter follow through, and we're going to be able to hit the ball on a lower trajectory so the wind won't have as much factor. And like I said, definitely club up. A lot of golfers, when it is windy, the biggest mistake that most amateur golfers make is they get up there and, well, the wind's blowing in my face, I'm just going to swing harder. That's the worst thing you could do. You create more spin on the ball, and the wind is going to prevent more curvature.
Most of us don't have the greatest swing in the world, Eric. So what's your advice on picking up your swing, getting a better swing?
So to get a better swing, the first thing I'd focus on is finishing balanced. If we're able to finish a swing balanced, we're not over swinging. But most golfers, like I said, we're trying to hit the ball so far. If you're trying to hit the ball that far, take an extra club, swing less, so you'll be able to finish nice and balanced. So many golfers that we see on the golf course, you know, they swing and they're falling all over the place. So when we hit a golf shot, we want to make sure that it's just back and we're able to hold that finish, that we're nice and balanced. If we're moving all over the place, we're just over swinging, and that's going to cause a lot of misstruck shots.
And then, of course, Eric, as we mentioned many times, it's a very frustrating game. So how do we not give in to frustration and keep our mindset calm? Any tips on that?
So first off, most golfers need to realize we're going out there for fun with our friends or family or, you know, working crew. We're not going out there playing for millions of dollars like the PGA and LPGA professionals. So the biggest thing is it is a game. Go in there with an open mindset of go out there, try to have fun. Don't worry about your score. And one piece of advice my dad always gave me is don't worry about your last shot, worry about your next shot. You can't change anything about your last shot. So if you hit a bad one, don't be down on yourself and, you know, letting it dictate the rest of your day. Just worry about hitting a good next shot and, you know, forget about that bad shot. There's nothing you can do about it. So just move on.
Great advice. I love that. How much does flexibility and physical strength play into a better game?
Flexibility is huge. The more flexibility that you'll have, the more turn, the more club head speed you'll be able to create. Obviously, if we hit the ball further, it's going to be much easier on our next shot to hit the ball closer. So definitely, you know, flexibility, doing any kind of yoga or anything like that will lead to more turn and essentially more distance.
That might actually help with your mindset as well.
And it will definitely calm you and keep your mind good too.
So Eric, a lot of people want to get their families involved. What's a good age to get your child involved in the game of golf?
So a great age for juniors to get involved is around that 4-5-year-old age. At that age, they have good mobility skills. Their attention span's a little bit more focused. In our junior program, we allow juniors as young as 4 years old to take part in our junior program. But once again, attention span's a little shorter, keeping them focused. But 4 or 5 is definitely a great age for them to start taking up the game.
So Eric, any final thoughts on why people should get involved in golf?
First of all, the game is a sport where you could play at any age. You could start as young as 4, you could play till you're 90. You get great exercise, good social event. For young professionals and golfing parties, we have a lot of corporate golf and stuff like that taking place. So it's definitely a good sport to take up for exercise, social, and once again, walking in a nice park like this, it's pretty hard to have a bad day.
Well, why don't we set you up on the fairway and you can show us how the pros do it.
Perfect. I'd love to hit a shot, so let's get set up. One of the first things you're going to notice when I'm teeing up the golf ball with the new technology with a high, deep face, teeing the ball nice and high. I get my ball position forward in the stance, nice wide stance, look at my target, nice low backswing. We want to finish nice and balanced, hold that finish, and hopefully hit it right down the middle of the fairway. Folks, we're going to talk about bunker play. One of the biggest mistakes amateur golfers make when they're hitting a bunker shot is they get set up and they decel. So it looks like this, they take the club back and we stop. So we do not want to stop. To demonstrate what happens when we decel, I'm going to get up there, I'm going to look at my target, take the club back, and I decel. What we want to do when we're in the bunker is we want to make sure that we make a big, long follow through to get the ball elevated in the air. So I get set up, open up my club face, take the club back, follow through, and we can snug the ball up nice and close to the pin.
So does the decel just mean that like you stop because the ground
you just
hits
stop.
So
Yeah.
what happens, like, so you just keep going even though the ground stops you? That's what you're saying?
Exactly. We
Yeah.
want to, what it basically is, Jeanette, is people just have anxiety and they're like, oh, I don't want to hit it past the green. So it's like, oh, I'm going to stop. So the key is, once again, just to get the follow through.
Okay, so Eric, why don't you give us some great tips on putting? That can be frustrating just as well as being on the fairway.
Yes, for sure. So just a few things with putting. One thing we definitely want to do before we're hitting any putt is we want to assess the green that we're hitting on. We want to see, are we downhill, are we uphill, is the ball going to break to the left, is the ball going to break to the right? So just doing some general studies is going to make it a higher percentage of making our putt. After we pick a line, we need to make sure that we have, good weight. When we're making a putt, one tip that I would definitely recommend is never leave a putt short. I've never held a putt that I've left short, so always get the ball to the hole to give it an opportunity of going in. And in the longer putts, it's not so much of getting the ball in the hole, it's just trying to get it within, a 3-foot circle would be a great putt. So get your practice swings in, get a good feel, create that tempo and speed, and just go up there and put a good confident stroke on it.
What do you mean by leaving it short?
So by leaving it short is, if I was hitting a putt from right here and I hit a putt and the ball landed right there, the ball had no chance of going in the hole. Where if I hit the ball and it went past, at least it had an opportunity to go in. And the other thing that if you're paying attention when the ball goes past the hole, on your comeback putt, you're going to have an idea of what the ball is going to do coming back. So once again, always make sure you get the ball to the hole, and always study when the ball goes past so you have a better chance of making your comeback putt.
Eric, thanks so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure, and I hope some golfers got some tips here that make the game more enjoyable.
Yes, hopefully all of our games will improve. Eric Porter is the PGA of Canada head professional here at Lethbridge Country Club. I'm Jeanette Rocher on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks for watching.